We should be back with it. Should be back with it. All right, we're back with it. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Doing a live one real quick. Um, Man, why does my... I don't understand why it looks like that when I got the blanket. Everything on deck or whatever. It still looks like crap. Man, I gotta lose some weight, y'all. I got about 6,500 steps in, which isn't bad. I gotta start playing basketball and skating again. For real. But man, this is a very special subject for me. Um, you know what I'm saying? I don't have it prearranged or anything like that, but this is just a really really important subject to me. There's this misconception that we don't like each other, that blacks and Africans, you know what I'm saying? That African Americans and blacks across the world don't get along, especially for some reason it seems to be um, a thing where it's like we don't like each other or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That I've heard. A thing where it's like okay, cool. So I just believe it's bullshit because all the evidence that I'm seeing on YouTube is to the contrary. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm not gonna play you everything, and this is not gonna be a super long video. Maybe we'll do a full presentation next time, but do your own investigating because the investigation that I'm seeing there it seems like it's nothing but love, man, and it's open arms. Don't get it twisted. Like I know they need money down there. They need investors to grow the economy and stuff like that. But it's also a thing where it is love too. You know what I'm saying? It's also a thing where it is love as well. It's not just they're looking for opportunity. That's a part of it. It's a combination of a lot of things. It's a combination of you got to understand when I talk to people around the world, okay? Every time I talk to them, they always tell me like we see your news all the time. So our news here in the United States goes everywhere, okay? If you see on YouTube, you got people now from all across the world now commenting and getting involved with our politics. YouTube doesn't seem to want to stop it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's if you pay attention and you got a brain and you're smart and you're observant and you keep your you stay sharp and you stay alert and you're always analyzing shit, then you pick up on that there's a lot of people who are not in the United States who are participating in certain things. Okay? And even if it's not on YouTube where where some of them are trying to actually influence things, it's still from the comfort of their own home where where you could still, have friends who come here and talk to them abroad while they're over there. And they'll tell you straight up, like, yeah, your news is everywhere. We know all about your politics. We know all about your news, everything. You know what I'm saying? So the misconception of stuff, happens there. But when something happens to one of us, it goes everywhere. Okay? They see what's happening. So it's not just, yeah, we want your money, we want your business. That's a part of it. It's also, man, if motherfuckers don't appreciate you, come over here. And look, let's keep it real. It's not perfect down there. It's not like all your problems are gonna go away. That's not true. You know what I mean? That's not true. It's not like your problems are gonna go away or anything like that. But what it does essentially uh, put out there is that almost like America in a way, you have a chance to be more. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there is a home kind of feel because look, when you go there, you're just a regular motherfucker. You don't stand out. There's a lot of things that happen here that that other races pretend not to, that they don't understand, and they also pretend not to understand. You know what I'm saying? Um, people, I try to voice my opinion on what's going on in politics, and how it's like accepted racism, and it shifts the people, their mindset, and has things go in a violent direction. I try to warn people what I see coming, which is fascism and Nazis. And every time I bring it up, and I brought it up in the past with my friends in my circle, people act like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then now you see what's going on now. You know what I mean? So it's like, unfortunately, if you're a black person in America, you're like a prophet. You can use instincts, and unfortunately, your racism indicator, to really predict what's going to go on and what's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker say we're going to come and get you, they're going to come in. You got to be ready for them to come and get you. So it just seems like it just seems like there's this, hey, we're not trying to hurt you. What are you talking about? It's all in your head. And then boom, 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 another one down on the streets. And then people are mad about it for 2 weeks or a month or 6 months, but then everyone forgets again, and another one's killed. Right after the storming of the Capitol, like a week later, 2 weeks later, they shot a black man on the street. So, this is all a part of it, but mainly what this is really about is the misconception and the lie. I just really want to make sure I point out the misconception and the lie between, or about, Africans and African Americans. And again, it's not a perfect world. You can't trust everybody on both sides. Okay? You can't trust everybody on both sides. Not everyone who's going to show up to Africa is going to be a good person, and not everyone who's down there is a good person. But for the most part, there's no there's no one is better than the other. We hate each other rivalry. It's the opposite. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that it's actually quite the opposite. And all the evidence that I actually tried to look for evidence to show that there was some kind of problem. And all I heard was an interview, what I'm saying, on Vlad TV, and there's some other stuff. And it's like this secret thing where it's like unspoken, where it's like, well, really, they don't like us and we don't like them, kind of thing. And it's like, well, what kind of shit is that? That's no different from, well, the Bloods and the Crips don't get along. We're gonna get into all that shit, really? See, like, with all due respect, I don't look up to criminals. I don't look up to drug dealers. You feel me? I don't look up to gangbangers. That's not some shit that I look up to. Doesn't mean I want anything to happen to them. I just don't look up to it. It's not something I want to be or something I want to do. It's quite the opposite. I actually look down on that shit. You feel me? Because you're selling poison to people, our people, and you're shooting our people. Period. No matter how you want to fucking tiptoe and say, well, what, but we're in this. So you're in a bad situation, and another motherfucker next to you's in a bad situation. You both poor. You both look the same. But because this motherfucker, which is true, has us all jammed up, it makes it okay for you to take it on the next man instead of dealing with the person jamming, that's got you in this plight. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just, in criminality, there's this like victimization card that they play. I have to be a criminal because, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, my life has been so hard, and my life is still hard. And the most I ever probably sold was maybe like $10,000 worth of weed in my whole lifetime, if that. Nothing to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when I sold it, it was like, here's some money. Can you go get some for me, type shit. And I just went to go do it, to either smoke or to just hook them up, because it was like It was family. I wasn't trapping like that. I wasn't selling no crack or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just don't have no respect for that shit. I just don't. I'm supposed to listen to fucking. I'm supposed to just be like salute to Freeway Ricky Ross because he says that Africans don't like. I just don't. I don't fuck with that. It's like, yo, a dude who sold drugs to our people was in jail and shit. I'm supposed to fucking be like, yeah, you're right, man. Let me not fuck with these Africans. They look bad on. They look down on us, and not fuck with them. But I'm supposed to be cool with you. I never even fucking met you. It's motherfuckers like you that are continuing that. If it is a problem, people like you are continuing that problem by doing the whole. I just look at it as like a divide and conquer strategy. To me, it's divide and conquer. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't exist, man. I'm all over YouTube looking at shit. I'm all over YouTube, and all they excuse my language. All they keep saying is, "Hey, man, come down, come check us out, come back home, come back home." That's all they're saying. So it's like it's non-existent. It's not true. It's bullshit to make it to where we're not together. It's like whatever we can do to not be together, and whatever outsiders can do to make sure we're not together and unified and strong. It's like that's goal priority number one. I'm tired of it, man. I'm just tired of it. So the way I'm living my life from now on is every single black person I see is automatically family. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even from now on. I've been doing that shit since I was since I was a kid. I never looked at a black man or a black woman ever thought to myself that that's not me. You know what I mean? That that's not someone that I know, or someone who's in my family, or someone who's close to me on some kind of level. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a stranger. And unfortunately, some people will take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? I was robbed by a Spanish dude one time. I was robbed by a brother one time. I was robbed by a white dude one time. What am I supposed to hate all three of them? You can't live your life like that. There's bad people and there's good people. You can't blame a race of people because one person who happened to be a particular race did something bad to you. That's right. That's racism, and that's literally ignorance. You got to blame the person who did something to you, because really what you're doing is you're making it okay for that person to get away. It's like someone did you wrong, go find that person. Go find that somebody. Go bring them to justice and let the system take care of it. But to blame a whole race of people because somebody did something to you, it should alone let you know that that's not the right way of thinking. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not dumb. I know that it's not all about, hey, come on over, everything's going to be fine, and everything's going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? And look, they're kind of sketchy, or not sketchy. They're kind of worried too. Like, but it's not just like how the misconceptions about them is. There's also misconceptions about us. We're not all gangster like that. Like real shit. Like we're not all thugging like that. Like for real. And that's a misconception that's been put on us, and that we've also helped to perpetuate. You know, your image is important to a certain extent. Like it shouldn't be a thing where it's like a fabrication. You know what I mean? Where you have to pretend to be tough because that's the black man image. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Fuck that macho bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Real tough dudes are just tough. And no matter how tough a person is, there's always going to be somebody tougher. You know what I mean? So it's like the myth of Africans and African Americans not getting along. It's a lie, man. Excuse me. There's no other way to put it. There's no other way to put it. It's a lie. It's a lie, you know? And I'm gonna make sure that I go check out Jamaica. Like that shit before, like, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even thinking like that because I was so like in love with like being American in my country, you know, like jumping on the red line and going to a hip hop fucking spot, battling, freestyling, fucking riding my bike, tagging, fucking getting a job, you know what I'm saying? Working in sales, working, selling pizza, like all the things that I did in my life, you know? All the many things I did in my life. I was always so proud of to be like a urban inner city street kid. Like that was, you know what I'm saying? Like the embodiment of Los Angeles. One time one of my a great compliment one of my best friends gave me was like, man, he was like, man, you're like the epitome of LA, or he was like, you're like the embodiment. I can't even say the words. I said it earlier, but you're like the personification of Los Angeles. And I thought that, and I that meant a lot to me. And that's the honestly, that's the kind of fucking aura that I try to give out. You feel me? But I never was the type of dude to be like, oh, I'm gonna go catch these fools, and you know, and I never was the type of person to glorify. And you have a lot of people who are not in that life, but they glorify it, especially like in commercial hip hop radio stations, niggas in New York. I'm from the Bronx. I don't care. I'm gonna give you guys the truth. Niggas in LA too, bangers and shit. There's too many motherfuckers who champion that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's just nothing to be that's just nothing to be happy about. That's just nothing to be championing and shit. We got it's just a lot of people got the game twisted, got the game fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But so West African countries, Ghana in particular is one. There's a bunch of them. There's a whole list of them. Why don't we let's see. Why don't we start with that? Let's see, list of African countries. Welcome. Let's put blacks in and see what happens. Just to keep it short and see if, because you know that's a term that kind of sticks to African Americans in particular. Let's see. See, look what I tell you. See that? Now, culturally, you'd have to know that to visit. See, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see. Let's see that are giving citizenship. I spell like shit, so fuck it, you know. Citizenship. Okay, here's the list. Here's the list. Okay, Angola. All right. Most people are going to Ghana. Not most people, but a lot of people are. They're not the only ones. But Ghana's kind of gotten the Ghana's kind of gotten the reputation of being the leading country that is in the forefront of doing this. See, for the diaspora. So this is see, and here's another thing is they're also reaching out to Jamaicans, and it's like me being part Jamaican and paying and like checking in every now and then. You know, it's a real poor country. It's an extremely poor country. So for them to reach out to a place like Jamaica and say, "Hey, come home," it's deeper than like again, guys, it's deeper than money. That's a part of it. All these things are a part of it. The fear, all these things are a part of it. Okay, but it's deeper than that. They're really on some next level type shit. You know what I mean? There's no other way for me to really describe it. They're on some building back stronger than ever type shit. You know what I mean? And that's the way I see it. That's the way I look at it. That's the way it's being. That's the way that a lot of them are saying it, and not just saying it, doing it. You know what I mean? They're doing videos. They're hosting these events. They're getting ready for something. And China's look. With all due respect, China, the Chinese government is going down there and they're buying land like crazy. Okay, that's the reality. You know what I mean? So it's important to make sure that we don't miss out on the opportunity that we have with our people. That's the most important thing. And it's not a diss to anybody or anything. It's just the fact that there's a huge opportunity. Like Akon said, there's a huge opportunity. And I still fuck with everybody. I still love everybody, but there's a problem that needs to get fixed. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I want to fix it here, and as much as I think we should fix it here and get rid of the violence and the gang banging and all that shit, we also have to make sure that our brothers abroad are straight. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing where we all need to unite and come up with a game plan and make sure everyone who's of our hue is straight, who looks like us is straight, and then we could worry about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe we could help everybody else. But at the same, but first we got to help each other. And it seems like regardless of this conversation that I'm having right now, um, this dialogue that I wish was a dialogue back and forth, but this video and this live I'm doing, it's already happening. It's already happening. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited for what the future holds. Main point of this is don't believe everything you hear. Okay, do your own investigation. Okay, and it's really important that the main point of this, you know what I'm saying, is articulated and that you guys catch it. There is no beef between African Americans and Africans. There is no problem. There is no we look down on each other. There is no nothing. It's the opposite. Motherfuckers got love for each other. As soon as you see another black person, the first thing that automatically goes through your head is holy, like, oh shit, this is family, or a feeling of joy. At least for me, that's what happens when I see another black person. The first feeling I get is joy. That's the first feeling I get. That's why I always smile right away, and I do like this. It's almost like a hey, like we in this, you know what I'm saying? We in this together, you know? So, you know, that's why coming up, I remember being young. I haven't heard in a long time, but when I was younger, white people used to be like, man, you guys all pretend like you know each other. Come on, man. If you guys, come on, man. You know what time it is. You know, you heard this shit before. I can go on and on with all the shit that I can say that you guys are going to be like, damn, I've been told the same thing. Your hair, don't even get me started with that shit. Oh, you know, you should do with your hair. You know what you should do with your hair. You know what, like, yo, what's with the fascination with my hair? You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. In some instances, it's flattering, but in some instances, it's baffling. It's like, what's so hard to understand that my hair grows like this naturally because I'm black? Like, what's so crazy about that? You know? So pay attention, because this opportunity, I believe, is a huge opportunity, and it's sad that the United States is not gonna do more. I feel like the United States should do more to invest in Africa. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why it shouldn't. It's okay that the French, the Dutch, everyone gets to invest, everyone gets to work in there and exploit them. We could be the ones to invest and not exploit them and actually have a working relationship with them. Why not? They're not enemies, they're allies. So why are we allowing China, who we can't dictate what they do, but we're allowing the Chinese government to go down there and run military operations? There's a Let me see if I can find that article, man. I couldn't believe this shit when I saw it. You know what? It's not even about that. It's not even about that. It's not even about military or anything like that. Like it's not even about that. Let me not even go down that road. It's the fact that the fact is this: the United States has a large population and history with Africans and African Americans. Okay, all right, they have a large history with us, and you would think not just reparations in this country that should have been a given, but you would think on top of reparations, forget reparations. That should already that should everyone knows that should happen. As far as I'm concerned, it should happen. You know what I mean? It should happen for a lot of us, really, but we should get more. That's just the way I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? For what was done to us. But not just that, there should be a business partnership where we make sure that if we really wanted a situation where warlords weren't exploiting people down there, we would have it so. But instead, we implant the warlords there and we give them guns. Like, what kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, based on our relationship and our history as Americans with blacks in this country, we should have been had America should have been had a relationship both on the government level and on a citizen level with Africa. There should have been a massive communique of cultures that automatically gravitated towards one another. But this country, being that it's a white supremacy built country, where systemic white supremacy internally exists, but also on a global scale. That's why you have a situation where China can buy up all the land in Africa and the United States is going to, fucking whistle and act like nothing's going on. You know what I mean? And not even go down there to invest themselves or buy up land themselves. Here you have, with all due respect, another country government that is not necessarily um, great friends with us. You know what I'm saying? And they're buying up a bunch of land in Africa, and you're not going to try to compete with that. You're not going to try to go down there and meet with the African lead. I mean, besides Obama, because Obama, and this was a long time ago. When's the last time a leader from the United States went down to Africa and met with all the leaders and had a conference and a almost like a UN type um, press event where it's the leader of the free world with all the leaders of Africa. When's the last time that happened? So a lot of this shit, man, it frustrates the fuck out of me, man. And in the meantime, the place with all the diamonds and gold is being exploited, and then they want to show you people with eyes and with flies in their fucking eye. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to show you the kid that's getting his hand chopped off because these motherfuckers from Swiss want the diamonds. It's wrong, and that's why. That's one of the many reasons why. And please don't twist my words around and say, "Oh, he thinks that that's all that's down there." That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the exploitation of the black man in this world is wrong and it needs to stop. And that's what I'm saying is gonna stop, and there's gonna be a reunification, of not just in Africa but the whole world. But I'm mainly focused on Africa and Jamaica, the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? I'm mainly focused on those areas. London too. There's a lot of brothers up there. It's a global thing, but yeah, Africa is where the is where the I forget how the saying goes, but it's where the fork meets the road. You know what I'm saying? It's where uh you know it's where the finish line is. It's the goal. That's the goal. The goal is there, and through there it'll spread. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not, don't get it twisted too. I'm not renouncing shit. I'm American, you know, what I'm saying? I'm American, you know what I mean? But I think at this point, we just have to be real and say that we're African too at this point. And it would be nice if more countries accepted, everyone from across the board. And this happened in more countries. It's in 23. I mean, that's pretty damn good, and then these ones have a bill. So, that's pretty good. But it'd be nice if it was more places. You know what I'm saying? If it was more places, that would be nice. If it was more places and yeah, man, if it was the whole continent, that'd be good. But you can't be too picky on the situation. And you know, there's gonna have to be an opportunity. Again, I'd like to see there be a situation where it helps out poor people here. The problem is you got poor people there. So it's like, how do we help poor people here and poor people there? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah, I think it'd be nice. One last thing, it'd be nice if there was a database of a way of tracking. Say you don't know where you came from, because it's hard. You know if you go to Africa, the continent, where do you start? You know what I mean? Like, where do you start? I wouldn't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it'd be nice if there was some kind of like database where it's like, not no bullshit, but it really worked. Where you give your saliva and it's like, yo, your ancestors come from, boom, Southern Africa or South Africa or, you know, uh, you know, West Africa or Northern West Africa or, Southern East Africa, or northeast, wherever. Like, but it'd be nice if there was a pinpointed database where it was like, so that way you at least had like a way to start, where it's like, okay, I'm from my ancestors more than likely according to this database system that's factual, not no bullshit they pulled out of their ass, but that's actually factual. Says that I'm from West Africa. Well, let me start with such and such. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the only thing, because in my personal situation, there's people who are like, oh, my great great grandfather, I'm ninth generation, blah blah blah. My grandfather came to the United States. My great great great. There's people who know, and shout out to them for knowing that. Unfortunately, I can't trace my lineage back that far. So for me, something like that would help, is knowing exactly where to start that actually pertains to me. But at the same time, maybe because of the situation, you don't you don't become a citizen of a particular country per se, or you do, but in actuality, yeah, you're a citizen of that country, but you're also a citizen of the continent as well. And don't just travel to one, travel to all of them. You know what I'm saying? Pick one to be your home, away from home, and at that point, from there, branch off. And the cool thing about this is, when you get there, like, say for a person like myself, I'm in the music business, so when for me, and look, it's not like I think a lot of people speak English down there. I forgive me, but I assume they do. I knew a lot of African kids who spoke 5 languages, so I know they're very smart. They're very intelligent people. But I would assume that not everywhere I go they know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be hard for me to be a musician there, as from a rapping standpoint. But be that as it may, say you go to a place like Ghana and your business is something where you have to go, like music, to different places. That could be your base of operation. You know what I'm saying? where you are grateful and you're helping out there as well, but you also travel. You know what I'm saying? I don't really travel here in the United States. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't really travel here. I've been to like 5 states, not that many, you know. So if I were to go to Africa, I would definitely want to have a place like Ghana that I could depend on. That would be, and I'm just saying hypothetically, that would be the country that like I'm a citizen of. That would be my country. That would be my citizenship. I would take on that role. That would be my identity from. That'd be a big part of my identity from that moment forward. But also, I would be looking to tour and hit up all these places, and even the places that don't have dual citizenship but would allow a visa or whatever they would allow. You know what I'm saying? Temporary working situation, whatever. You know. But the point is, this is a huge opportunity. This is a huge opportunity, and this is something that I'm seriously uh, thinking of because there's this not just separation with Africans and African Americans, there's a separation with Black people in general. And so this is positive from the aspect of unification with Black people, period. Whether it's a dude on the corner, whether it's some dudes in Compton, whether it's some dudes in South Central, or whether it's some dudes in South Africa or Ghana or Egypt or Ethiopia, you know what I'm saying, or Kenya, wherever it is, it's your brother, it's your sister, it's your people there, wherever you are. So it's also exciting because it's the unification and you're around your own people. It's an exciting thought. You know what I'm saying? I just the only thing is the uh, I don't want people who think that they were attempting to have something like this happen think that they have uh, a role in this, the dissenters and the fascists and the racists. I don't want them to think, oh, mission accomplished, this is what we were trying to do all along. I don't want them to feel like they have a victory, because they don't. They never will. This is us understanding that we have to do what's right for us. When you have a sick animal, it's your fault if you allow it to bite you when you know it's sick. You know what I mean? So you really can't get mad at the animal because you know it's sick. It's the same situation here. If we know these people have schizophrenic politics, schizophrenic, paranoid, schizophrenic, racist tactics, you gotta let them go. You know what I mean? You gotta let them go, and that's just the way you gotta look at it, because it's self preservation. You can't keep trying to win an argument with someone who is delusional. It's impossible. You can't win. That person would have to seek treatment and help for themselves to get themselves out. So yeah, man. Yeah, this is about strength, unity, uh, survival, being smart, opportunity, love, justice, um, stopping exploitation, and the future of both people who are actually just one people, man, and both regions on one planet. You know what I'm saying? All numerous regions. What's up? You need something? Can you close the door, babe? Anyways, I was finishing anyway, and this was only 40 minutes. Thank God, because I didn't. This was 30 minutes too long. I didn't want it to take that long, but it is what it is. We'll be back with some music in a little bit. Freaking hungry. I'm gonna make some food real quick. But I just wanted to speak on that main subject, which I personally feel is bullshit. I personally feel the idea of there being this beef, you know what I mean? Of we don't like each other and shit. Like no, no fucking nobody did anything to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody did anything to me that I know of. You know what I'm saying? And the ones who did something to my ancestors, they're not here anymore. So why am I gonna have a grudge about something? And the same thing with them. Like we're not, people put it on all Americans when the government does something like it's our fault. Technically it is, but at the same time, we don't control what the government decides to go and do. We elect these people and then they start doing the same shit that every other previous government does, which is expand power. You know what I mean? Like, and make sure that Wall Street continues to thrive. You know what I'm saying? That model, it may be 10 years from now, it may be 100 years from now, but that model won't last. You can't keep a situation going where the people who are on the very top just keep on raking in all the resources. It just there won't be any people left for you to make money on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just common sense. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys, and that's just. I mean, to me, this is so important, man. There's no problem with brothers here in this country with each other, and there's no problem with brothers outside of this country with us and them. There is no us and them. It's all of us. It's all of us together. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get that out of our minds that there's this separation where it's like, oh, they don't like us, we don't like them, as if we're different. We're not. We have some cultural differences, but at the end of the day, we're still the same. We're still the same. You know what I mean? We still look the same. There ain't nothing you can do that's gonna change that. No matter how many times you try to, you know, pretend like you're not, you can't. So, you know what I mean? Like, and why would you? Why would you when you know the ones that want you to kiss their ass really hate you? You know what I'm saying? Like that just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? To kiss the ass of a person that wants you to die. That just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? No African pulled a gun on me and told me to get on the floor when I was walking away. You know what I'm saying? Unarmed. When I was walking up to my friend's house because someone called and said we had a gun when all we were doing was rapping on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And then you try to explain that shit. Oh, well, you shouldn't have been rapping on the corner then. So this guy could go and falsify a police report, and I could almost die based on someone like. So it's okay that you lied and said I had a gun. That's cool, but I shouldn't have been rapping on the corner. Shut the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just shit like that, man. And that could have been the last day I was on this earth. You know what I mean? And guess what? It would have been another day. It'd have just been another day. And that's just not cool with me no more. A lot of things, man. The record industry, exploitation, what people think hip hop is, the fact that we constantly come up with inventions and we get no credit, it's ridiculous, man. It's just like, why? You know what I'm saying? It's like signing to a label and you sell 5 million records and then you only get $250,000. Like, come on, man. Teddy, what are you doing? You about to knock some shit over. You about to knock some shit over, Ted. Come here. Come here. Get over here. Careful. This is Ted. This is Ted. You guys probably heard me talk about him in other videos. This is him. Right? All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, guys. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We'll come back with some we'll do some more stuff on this. You know what I mean? We'll see. We're gonna keep our eye on this stuff. This is not a new story. This has been going on for like a year or more or longer. There's probably people who are like, "Where you been? We've been doing this shit for 30 years. Where you been?" Good thing you finally caught on. But there's a lot of good shit going on with YouTube. There's like 99.9% bad shit, but there's one, 0.1%, you know what I mean, or less of some good shit. But it's enough good shit to find the truth. You find out the truth, and the truth is we're all the same. Motherfuckers are on some like, hey man, let's figure this out. You got to respect that, man. You got to respect that when people are like, hey, let's figure this out. So hey, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Let's see where it leads to, and hopefully, we all could have a better situation than what's going on now currently. Because now currently, there's too many poor people being left behind, and that's not acceptable anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way I see it. Alrighty, y'all. This was a little something on this issue. I really appreciate y'all. We'll be back. We're gonna come back with some Reason Plus. We'll be making more beats on Reason. I want to try to get some stuff on the SP going, but it's been a little tough. We've been doing a lot of stuff with Reason. We haven't done anything with Koala Sampler at all. We haven't really sampled any records at all either. You know what I'm saying? We haven't. We just been like kind of just using Reason. Um, and man, I should have never stopped using it, to be honest with you, because when you stop using these programs and then you get back into it, it's kind of hard to pick up where you left off, and then you're relearning it. You know what I'm saying? So when you get into your business, if it's music, whatever it is, keep doing it. Don't stop. All right. All right, man. I'm out.